I sensed a lot of negativity from Ethan. It was like a dark cloud was hanging over him.
Oh my gosh, guys, I consulted the crystals and the tarot cards. What, did you hit up Becky Boop for a reading or something? Like, come on.
I would have never expected to get one of them being from Bad and Pinata, and I'm not sure.
Guys, you gotta watch out for Bad and Pinata. Good old Bad and Pinata. Buendos Dios and all that shit. Today's agenda, we covered the 3-hour misinformation video of Cruel World Happy Lies on Ethan Klein. Today, we're going to be taking a look at her apology video. One thing to note, she did go back and edited out a portion of this video where she claims that Ethan Klein was programmed from birth to have certain talking points, which, if you don't know, is a very anti-Semitic thing. It's used against a lot of people. Like, it's kind of like saying black people are programmed from birth to hate cops and stuff like that. So that's one thing to note. Funny enough, though, she doesn't actually, what she edits in, she doesn't actually change it all too much. So we're going to go ahead and get on that. Let's get right into this apology video here.
Israel is 100% committing a genocide, and I feel
what a way what a way to start that off. Israel is what, like, how in the world do you start off a video like this? I'm sorry, I just don't understand. Your last video, like, you go from watching the 3-hour Ethan Klein video, and then you go here and it's like, oh, I messed up, and the first thing that happens is, oh yeah, they're committing a genocide out there. Okay, I guess. So
deeply ashamed of myself and disappointed that my video could have been interpreted in any other way. This is the first time that I'm going to try filming a video.
And you know what? This is the issue when you go ahead and you cover topics where there's already approved topic, like talking points. There's already approved agendas, and you want to curtail yourself to the most victimized side, or the side that continues to call themselves a victim or believes that they're fighting for victims. It's like, if you don't use the pre-approved talking points, then all of a sudden you're a bad person.
Without doing any cuts and just speaking openly, honestly, uncensored. So hopefully YouTube doesn't take this video down and people don't mass report it. But yeah, when
I mean, have you ever had any other videos taken down and mass reported? What's the whole point of saying that?
First made that video, or announced that I was going to make that video, I guess it was posted on the H3 podcast subreddit, and I started receiving a ton of just mass hate comments, hate messages, almost threats not to post the video. And so I went into making that video with the intention.
Wait, hold on. But prior to you making the video, you were getting threats to not make the video. Did I get that right?
Being a ton of just mass hate comments, hate messages, almost threats not to post the video. And so I went into making that video with the intention of essentially trying to.
But how would somebody have your like video already? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Somebody said that you were, oh shit. Somebody said that you were making the video and somehow it got posted to the freaking subreddit?
Make an unbiased video, but I could see how doing that created a sort of a video that made it look like I was fence sitting, and that's not my stance at all. And I'm really disappointed that that's how it looked. I had seen Ethan do streams where he's reporting videos as terrorists promoting terrorism, and I did not want that to happen.
Wait, what? Can I get a link to this? I've never seen a video where Ethan Klein was supporting terrorism or promoting it. I'm sorry, what?
I had seen Ethan do streams where he's reporting videos as terrorist promotion.
Oh, reporting videos, Okay, I was about to lose my shit. I was about to be like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a full ass link for that.
Terrorism, and I did not want that to happen to my video after weeks of research and effort put into the video. And honestly, I was afraid that making certain statements would increase that possibility of the video getting taken down.
Okay, so you were scared to call it a genocide because you wanted to keep monetization. That's That's not really a good thing in my personal opinion. It's like, see, so you're in it for the money. You're in it for the money. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not an evil thing all the time, but like, at least be honest about it, you know? Don't freaking turn around and try and act like you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart or something.
Down. I had seen sort of a lot of really harsh messages, harsh comments, and was afraid, essentially. And ultimately, that made my video look cowardly. It made it look like I was fence sitting, like I was a centrist, and that's really embarrassing.
Hey, what's up, Dana Timms?
I hope that overall my stance comes across, but I also knew that I was out of my depth in covering Palestine, and that's why I was trying to...
So then why did you make the video? Why did you make the video then? If you were out of your depth, knew you were out of your depth, knew you knew nothing about the conflict, or knew that you wouldn't be able to cover it with the you know, quote unquote respect that it deserved, why would you cover it in the first place? It is like, it's a cash grab. You literally just thought that you were going to be able to just ride the wave of Ethan Klein hate. Like, come on.
Recommend podcasts and things of that nature. So anyway.
What happened? So basically this person, Cruel World Happy Mind, made a incredibly terrible Ethan Klein video. She was just completely misinformed and made a 3-hour video trying to insinuate that Ethan and Hila are pedophiles because of their logo on Teddy Fresh and stuff like that. And so I'm just covering that, seeing it like it's just more of somebody who's entering into a drama they know absolutely nothing about and trying to basically get a nice little cash grab.
I hope that also there's not random people that are watching this that have no idea what I'm talking about. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I just covered a video on H3 and Ethan Klein. And in that, I talked about the Israel-Palestine genocide that's happening, except for I used the word conflict because I was so nervous that YouTube would take the video down. I was nervous about censorship. That's been a huge issue that's happened just recently over the past videos. The video that I did on Anna Paul, I heavily censored because she was an OF creator, is an OF creator, and it still got completely demonetized. Weeks and weeks of work just completely gone, essentially unmonetized. You know, I've done videos on certain creators where they've sent me 13 copyright claims over a fair use video that I've worked really hard to make fair use, and still for days.
Okay, so that's what happens to literally anybody though. That's like any creator. Like, you're going to get hit with fraudulent copyright claims. You're going to get hit with fraudulent freaking, DMCAs or like harassment or something like that. I've had it to my own. Like when I oh my God, I'm dead. Like when I covered Tipster and food shops who were having a debate and all that, I ended up getting that video ended up getting freaking community guidelines struck, and then it ended up being removed from YouTube in total. And it's not my fault that freaking food shops is a proud pedophile. It's not my fault that it covered something like that, but it is what it is. It just is what it is. Hey, what's up, Sunshinery? What's up, Octalong? That wasn't working too hard. She could have used speed even at 0.5. I've had it topped and had to fight. Oh, what's up? Happy Sunday to you all. Happy Sunday to you all.
Weeks it goes unmonetized because of that. So because of that, I've become really, really paranoid about videos getting taken down, about censorship, about spending weeks on something and it ending up, taken off of YouTube entirely, essentially not being able to have that video up, not even just for monetization.
I'm sorry, but this is a wild statement to be making. Guys, I didn't say that people were dying and it was a genocide because I wanted to make sure I made money. I needed to make sure that I was going to make money off of this conflict, you guys. That's the whole reason I didn't say anything. Like, I'm sorry. You're never going to have me be upset with somebody or you're never going to have me take sympathy on somebody for that. Like, fuck you. I'm happy that you went ahead and you're being honest that the whole reason that you curtailed your voice is because of that. But when all I hear when somebody says that is that money's more important than saying something that's, you know, true. If that's the case, like, it is what it is, you know. I'm not gonna hate you for being about your bread, but at the end of the day, if that's all you care about, like, you know, like, if that's all you care about, then it is what it is. You can't really get upset at somebody for having that problem with you. I had 13 copyright strikes total, PF3 strikes, and fought all in one. I had the D-list reality TV celebrity trying to get me, but I won. Sunshattery. Yeah, I'll definitely send you the video, Tim, afterwards. I'll send you the 3-hour video too that she made. There's like almost 10 hours worth of stuff to cover.
Purposes, but for the message not being seen by anyone. Messages that I care a lot about, whether it's, you know, keeping children private and offline, or Palestine, just anything. And so I wanted to still share the message, still be able to. I think a lot of creators are scared to talk about it because of that very issue, because of suppression.
You're that creator, though. You're that creator who was scared to talk about it. Like, you're literally talking about yourself. What is it about this woman who's like, guys, I did this stuff because, you know, other people are scared of it, but you're literally the one who's scared of it. That's the whole reason you said it was a conflict instead of a genocide. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said in the last stream, I'm not going to sit here and be like, OMG, you know, this terrible thing is occurring. We all need to rise up and all that. Like, I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, at least I'm not dumb enough to be, you know, pretend like I give a damn about something if I know I don't.
Oppression and censorship that's happening across platforms. That being said, I still think that I didn't dive into the issue as much as I needed to, and it came across very
No. The problem was you dove into the issue without knowing what you were talking about.
Badly because of that reason, and I totally understand why. Same thing with Sudan. A genocide is happening there, and I should have used that word. So yeah, I completely understand that. Essentially, the reason why I also recommended the Throughline podcast, though I don't even know if that's a good enough source. Again, it's out of my depth in that area. Politics is not an issue that I cover very often. Or
why
at
did
all.
You cover this one?
The reason why I recommended those podcasts was because I almost think that this genocide happening now isn't even the extent of a lot of these issues. There's a huge historical aspect behind it, especially with Israel. I really recommended the Throughline podcast, and especially the podcast on settlements, just to see how since Israel's inception, they've been they started on Palestinian land. They've been continually subjugating the Palestinian people.
Guys, I don't know a lot about history and politics and all that in genocide, but allow me to give you a history lesson on politics, genocide, and as a white woman, allow me to explain to you the complicated politics of the Middle Eastern conflict that's been going on for hundreds of years that nobody's been able to solve. Allow me, a YouTuber, a privileged white woman YouTuber, to explain this to you. Look, I hate saying this. I hate this, but like, I'm so done with white guilt. I'm so freaking done with it because it is the most annoying shit every time. People over here trying to like prove that they are they're an ally, they're a fucking ally, whether it's LGBTQ or the Middle East conflict or some other thing that they probably wouldn't even be able to point to on a goddamn map. I'm so sick and tired of this freaking virtue signaling bullshit, man.
People encroaching on their land, pushing them away and away and away, and yet simultaneously claiming that they're being targeted by Muslim countries. Of course, the Palestinian people, out of desperation, are going to try to find a way to fight back. And the second that they try and fight back, they're being called terrorists. You know, it's fucked up. And
if you do something like a terrorist would, you're going to be called a terrorist. It's insane. I know. Crazy concept. Political content is not my thing. However, she is disrespect the victims of the war. Not only that, she is a greedy bitch. Oh, yeah, no. Not only that, Den, but she literally was trying to imply that Ela Klein, why did I bring 2 sniper rifles? I'm so fucked. She was trying to imply that they're freaking pedophiles because of a teddy bear on their t-shirt. t-shirts and like clouds and colors on their shit. Like, it's just the dumbest of stuff. I absolutely hate it so much. She responded pretty fast. Oh yeah, she definitely responded pretty fast. It's because this is the first time, Sunshinery, that she was like got real like scrutiny. And this is the thing that I hate. People want to talk about how, oh, Ethan Klein's brigading her or something like that. Well, if you're gonna go after a multi-million subscribed channel, and you better make sure, like, you know, your shit's in order, man. You can't just be sitting there thinking like, oh, you can say whatever the hell you want. He has a right to respond just as much as she has a right to make a shitty video. And that's what pisses me off. This isn't punching down on Ethan Klein's part. This is Ethan Klein responding.
I think that's really fucked up. That's my uncensored, unbiased opinion.
This chick.
I wanted to make a video that I felt like the H3 community could watch and understand the issue that was at hand. But in my unbiased, in my uncensored opinion, I think that the oppressors will push and push and push on the
What's absolutely crazy to me is that you're sitting here, and I know I'm pausing a lot on this one. I'm gonna, don't worry, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna let it play out here. But what's crazy to me is your response of, I wanted to make a video that the H3 fan base could understand. Bitch, the H3 fan base has been dealing with this for like the last freaking 3 to 5 years. What part of this do you think they don't understand? They've literally been watching it take place. They've been watching it this entire time happen to a content creator. What did you mean that you wanted to make a video that they could understand? Like, they haven't been in the freaking thick of it the entire time when it comes to Ethan Klein and all of his haters. Like, that's the dumbest thing in the world right there. That's like if I was to turn around and be like, hey, let me make this video on slavery so black people could understand slavery. Like, motherfucker.
The oppressed, and then when the oppressed try to fight back, the oppressors will point the finger and say, you are the violent ones. And that has happened time and time again throughout history. That is my opinion. And I think that Israel...
Okay. You need, and this is what pisses me off. So now you're saying opinion pieces on stuff that's just factually correct, whereas things that should be just opinion pieces in your video, you were saying were factually correct. That's what annoys the shit. I mean, now that you're taking flack for the dumb shit you said, now everything's an opinion. Now everything is just oopsie whoopsie. Maybe it is, maybe wavy, who knows? Contra, this lady has always had bad takes and takes everything from Reddit. Yeah, I think that's something that her community is learning about. I think that's something her community is learning. And I have a 2-part video coming out this upcoming week. Some dude, freaking, was it No Script All Air or some dumb name like that, made a rise and fall video of LolCow Live, and he did the same thing. All he did was take like basic Reddit takes and shit like that. So you can look forward to that if you missed the live stream. It'll be coming out on Monday and Tuesday. It is bad, y'all. This dude covered 2 years worth of freaking content and literally focused on just peaks, and that's it.
Israel is a really good example of that. They have pushed and pushed and pushed on the Palestinian people, and then when the Palestinian people try to fight back, they say, whoa, look at how violent you are. When you look throughout history, they have pushed on them and encroached on their land, done illegal raids, and it makes sense why the Palestinian people would try to fight back and why Hamas came to be in the first place. I think that I was...
Oh my God. Okay. Here's the thing, though. Here's the freaking thing. There's nothing wrong with wanting to create like freedom, like a freedom fighters or a resistance or anything of that nature. But when you turn around and you do something that is literally genocidal or is literally a terrorist act, you're going to be called a fucking terrorist. That's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are. Think of the United States. Okay, we want to be seen as freaking liberators and shit. But you know what happened when we went to the Vietnam War? We were literally burning women and children and men, women, and children in their own homes with napalm. Why do you think napalm and flamethrowers have been banned by the Geneva Convention? Like, it happens. It happens. It's not a good thing, but it happens. Okay, you can start off as a good thing, and then it turns turns into something more because, you know, of the elected officials you have, the people you put in power, or the people who rise to power. Like, that's what happens. Not everything is this, you know, black and white, black and white of, oh, good people, bad people. I was here for that part of the live, and yeah, the LCO video that guy made was so bad. It absolutely was. That was a horrible SEO video, but amazing live here. Appreciate it, Sunshine.
Afraid to use certain phrasing that was a little bit too intense in that video because, like I said, Ethan has reported videos and YouTube is very intense. Certain words get used and a video will get taken down completely. I used the Suicide Forest video from Logan Paul for 10 seconds once in a Jake Paul, Logan Paul deep dive that was about 3 hours long. 10 seconds of footage from that and the video got wiped entirely from YouTube. It's been rough out here and
Okay, but what does any of this have to do with Ethan Klein? You keep saying that he's flagged videos before, or that he's taken down videos before, or that he's brigaded videos before. Show me a fucking clip. Show me a clip of him doing that. Like, why? I'm not just going to take your word for it, especially after watching that stupid freaking video you made where you had out of context clips, and when you would say one thing, but your video, the clip that you used to prove your point, proved the opposite. You're saying that he's brigaded people or that he's taken videos down. Show me a clip of him doing that. And your only like anecdotal evidence of this is your video of Jake Paul being taken down because it violated terms of service because somebody was fucking hanging from a tree. What does that have to do with Ethan Klein?
I've been afraid because of that. Yeah, and that's just all honesty. I know that YouTube has come out with some statements saying that they're making it easier to cuss, but and say certain, you know, phrases, but I've been terrified to do that because of my past experiences.
Okay, all right. Listen. You can say a lot of shit. Your videos are still going to be monetized. If you're an avid viewer of TLO, you know I don't censor myself. I don't fucking censor myself. I say fuck, shit, bitch, nigga, cunt. Like, I'll say a lot of shit. All my videos, still green, by the way, still freaking green. I'll say genocide, dead babies, rape, sexual assault, all this shit. I guarantee you, when this video comes out, when this VOD comes out, it's going to be monetizable. It's going to be green. God damn, yo. Like, this is what I'm saying. And this is the difference between somebody like her, who's more worried about her public image and making money, and somebody like me who's just in it for the love of the game. And that's just me being entirely honest. But I would still love to know what you think I should do with that video, if I should just take out the Palestine section in general. I know that there have been a lot of theories that H3 has sent certain bots to the comments. Of course, I said that I would film this all in one take, and then this mic ran out of batteries. This is the first time ever filming with these mics, so take two. Last time I was filming, I was talking about Ethan potentially sending bots, but I know that's kind of a ridiculous thing to talk about in this video, so let me move on from that. Yeah, so let me try and pick up from what I was talking about. I do want to say in this video, fuck, I'm missing everything.
I was a huge fan of Hassan. I still am a huge fan of Hassan.
And there it is. To answer your question, Tim, there it is. She's a huge fan of Hassan. That's literally what this is all about. She's just a fan of Hassan. That's the whole reason she made this video. That's the whole reason. She just wanted for the Hassan audience to turn around and basically back her, not knowing that this was such a sensitive topic for all these damn snowflakes in the world. God, I hate this so much. I hate this so freaking much. This is what side cucking does to a person. You can't even turn around and have an opinion of your own. You have to be going with the approved talking points. Oh, give me a sec. No. Oh, we got to get out of here.
Hassan. The reason why I spoke out about some of his controversies is because I had noticed that a lot of times people kind of put you in a camp as siding with either one creator over another, and I really didn't want this video to come across as that. I didn't want it to feel like my stances were coming from another creator's perspective.
But they did. But they did. You literally took videos from freaking H3 Snark, which is an anti-H3 Ethan Klein, Elon Klein freaking source of information. Well, I guess you could call it source of information. Like you did. You picked a side. You picked a side. Like that's really what it is. And you continued throughout your video to turn around and talk about how, oh, well, this is what these people are saying. All these anti-Ethan Klein haters. This is their opinion. This is what they're saying. Like, you picked a side. You can't sit here and be like, oh, I'm unbiased, guys. I'm an unbiased news reporter. Fuck you. Fuck you. And Sunshinery, I get what you're saying. Ken has been doing an amazing job with the lolcow rewind, or the lolcow history of lolcow. So, I mean, even if Ken wasn't doing that, I would still have hated that video. But he's definitely been doing an amazing job on that.
I wanted to make that really clear. I think that Hassan deserves a ton of credit for the ways in which he's advocated for Palestine.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. The way he's advocated for him? You mean the way he's used blown up children and dead people for to defend himself? That's what you mean? Is that, oh yeah? Yeah, that's what you mean? You literally had a clip in your video of Hassan just mogging a black person and talking down to him or her, and you had no opinion on that. Fuck you. You are absolutely sides cucked. You're freaking opinion locked. I hate you. I hate you so much, you dumb bitch.
And has continually pushed the issue to the forefront of media when a ton of people were not wanting to talk about it, continually pushing the issue into the sort of background. Myself.
You know what pisses me off about this? The constant, well, not a lot of people wanted to talk about this. Not a lot of people wanted to talk about this. People didn't want to talk about this because of people like Hassan. Because of people like Hassan. That's why they don't want to fucking talk about it. You're literally getting mocked by his own fucking community. And your whole thing is like, guys, I'm so sorry. I didn't use the correct terminology. I didn't call it a genocide. I called it a conflict. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You're the person who should be scared of talking about this because of people like fucking Hassan who utilize it as a sword and a shield. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And the worst part about it is that you're so dumb, you don't understand that you're dumb.
Self included, I had not talked about it for a long time. I was scared to talk about the issue. I think a lot of creators are just scared in general because they don't talk about politics and they're not well versed on the subject. And I think Hassan deserves a lot of credit for continually speaking out about it. And yeah, I think that's very, very much,
I hate you.
Something that he deserves a lot of credit for. That being said,
yeah, keep telling me, how much credit does he deserve? Does he deserve a lot? Does he deserve a lot of credit? Is that it? He does credit, a lot of credit. That's what he deserves. Tell me more about how Hassan deserves more credit than your average fucking politician who actually knows what they're fucking talking about. Oh my God.
I think that there are things that I disagree with Hassan on, or I thought were questionable. And I wanted to mention that, especially so the video was unbiased as possible. The biggest thing being, I wanted it to be something that, whether you're an H3 fan, whether you empathize with Ethan, whether you're pro-Palestine, you're able to watch and understand each perspective. And that was probably way too ambitious for someone who has no idea what they're talking about when it comes to politics. And I definitely understand that. Yeah, I also think that there were a few things that I glossed over because Ethan has such an expansive career online that I could have gone more in depth into. One that someone pointed out was the Jimmy Lee situation, where Jimmy Lee was accused of SA by employees and Ethan still brought him on to his podcast. Instead of really bringing that up, he kind of, made fun of Jimmy. And, it was just, I kind of glossed over that whole thing since I brought up that incident in the middle of the frenemies situation, glossed over it to move on to frenemies. I could have gone more into that, so I told.
Listen, Dem, I might put my dick in crazy. I don't put my dick in stupid, though. I would love to know how she feels about him shocking his dog. Well, Sunshinery, the way she feels about that is, she doesn't believe he shocked his dog. She talks about Hassan a lot for a married woman. You know what, Congo? You are not wrong about that. You know, I mean, this entire thing is, I'm sorry to you, Hassan and Ethan Klein. Why in the hell are you sorry to Hassan? You didn't even say anything negative about him in your video. Like what? You're sorry that what exactly are you sorry about? The fact that you didn't do a good job? Is that what it is? Oh, sorry, Daddy Hassan. I did a bad job in covering this. Please notice me, senpai. Is that the whole reason why you are apologizing to him? Because last I checked, he didn't do anything. You didn't say anything bad about him. Hell, you didn't even talk about him, really. So what do you need to apologize to him for?
Fully agree on that. I think I definitely agree with all of that criticism. And I want to, do the best job possible. I think sometimes it's I want to put out more content, be able to do that, just for the fact of I've gotten complaints sometimes that I take too long to post a video.
You should take longer. You should take longer. You should take longer. You should take way longer to post a video. I'm if this is what a month of research does to you or does for you, you need to, I don't know, maybe a year. Maybe you need to start taking a year before you put anything out there. I'm sorry, but Jesus, Daddy, chill, Contra.
So I'm essentially trying to balance, doing these extensive deep dives, covering, these issues in a very thorough way, which, I really try to do. I spend weeks looking into these situations, diving into everything. And
that's annoying to me. I spent weeks doing into this, guys. I spent weeks and weeks on the freaking H3 Snark subreddit. Do you know how much stuff I saw on the H3 Snark subreddit and all the anti-Ethan Klein people's YouTube videos? Guys, please understand. I just decided to freaking source from one side of the conflict, not the other. And
and so then, but at the same time, I have a tendency to try and go into every single rabbit hole and spend, 20, 30 minutes on topics. And sometimes I think no one cares about this. I'm literally just going on a random tangent about Jimmy Lee and no one's going to care about it. So I need to condense this down to this video. And so to hear people do want to hear about that, I guess I'm trying to balance that. Do people want to hear about it? Do people not want to hear about it? How do I find that balance, if that makes any sense? I think I do want to say to the H3 fan base, the really diehard H3 fan base, the people that, closely follow the subreddit, the people that defend Ethan at all costs, I am getting growingly concerned that you mirror and remind me a lot of the people that I would cover when I did anti-MLM content or MLMs, people that are deeply involved in MLMs. You remind me a lot of them, to be honest.
Okay, so your whole thing is, guys, listen, I apologize, but you have to remember, you're also bad people. You're very bad human beings. You remind me of all the hate that I was getting. I haven't watched you do those MLM videos. I wonder if the hate was justified, because if they're anything like your Ethan Klein video, I would say they definitely are. Ooh, seriously, I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm sorry, you guys, but you guys are also bad people. Is there defend Ethan at all costs? You mean the way you're defending freaking Hassan at all costs? The way that you were able to just say, oh yeah, guys, he didn't shock his dog. I believe the fact that Hassan said it without showing any proof, or the fact that, you didn't even have an opinion of him, just berating and degrading a black person online for asking him to talk about the Congo conflict or whatever the fuck it was.
Where, they're not allowed to have any dissenting voices in their community. You must always defend either, the MLM company, or in this instance, the H3 people. It's a little bit concerning, and it's become very, very toxic, I think, and very toxic for the YouTube community. It's okay to
the YouTube
have
community.
Varied opinions, even if you are a fan of Ethan Klein. That being said, I've also received very bizarre messages outside of the H3 fan base. Like I said, from just announcing this video, I was expecting just all of the hate to be H3 fans. And because of that, I think I had a really wrong approach going into this video. But also, I got some really bizarre messages from people outside that I would have never expected to get. One of them being from Bad and Pinata. And I'm not sure.
Guys, you gotta watch out for bad empanada. Good old bad empanada. You gotta watch out. Bad empanada might get me, guys. You know, oh, gracias and bad empanada. Buenos dios and all that shit. Sunshine, I know that stuff pisses me off too. Freaking, maybe, like, is bitch, like, get it today, Junior, today, Junior.
Or if Bad Empanada is correct in this.
How did you get it wrong when you first said it and then you get it right the second? Bro, your brain is straight mush. Fuck you.
I try my best to showcase things in a very fair way, but this was an email that I received from Bad Empanada after this video was posted.
How about the Twitch community? The Twitch community
in your recent
sucks.
video, How Ethan Klein Destroyed His Career, you included a clip stolen from my channel to imply that I invented the idea that Ethan Klein said his children consumed feces and contracted diseases from them. That was not my intention to claim that Bad Empanada is the soul's.
How are you getting his name right and wrong at the same time? First time you say his name, Bad Empanada. Second time, Bad Empanada. And now you just said Bad Empanada again. Like, do you have a disability? What the fuck's going on here, bro? Why didn't she edit this contra? You know what? Because she doesn't do her own editing. That's what we learned. Okay. She doesn't do her own editing. She has editors for it, which is why in her freaking Ethan Klein video, the things that she said and the clips she showed following what she said are completely different or contradictory. That's the issue there. And when we get into the debate, you're going to see her defend her editors at all costs and be unable to explain editorial choices that they make. So yeah, that's the issue. That's the whole reason. And then she decided to do her very first ever live. And that didn't go over too well either. She basically was just going over her script, trying to explain this. Yeah, bad pinata.
Center reason as to why Ethan Klein has been accused of, neglecting his children, or for CPS being called on his children. That was not my intention for showcasing that clip. I guess I'll just provide some context here. While I do think that some people do not deserve empathy, that they've gone beyond the realms of where empathy should be extended to them, I also think that when I do my videos, I try to structure them in a way to understand the person's perspective of whoever I'm covering. So in this video, I noticed when I first started covering Ethan and I was looking into his past, his early content, all of that, I sensed a lot of negativity from Ethan. It was like a dark cloud was hanging over him.
Oh my gosh, guys, I consulted the crystals and the tarot cards and I noticed that Ethan, he had this very dark cloud over him. Oh my, I spoke to the spirits and Ethan just had this very evil, menacing darkness around him. He was just standing there menacingly. Fuck off, bro. So let me get this straight. You watched old clips of Ethan on H3 Snark and you're like, damn, this guy, I'm getting the vibe that he's just a bad person. What, did you consult your freaking tarot and crystals for that? What, did you hit up Becky Boop for a reading or something? Like, come on. The vibes were off, guys. That's the reason I made such a bad video on him. Fuck you.
Constantly, and a lot of that could probably be attributed to his mental health issues, which he had spoken about in his early content. And
it could also be attributed to you just being a dumbass.
Yeah, I guess I was just trying to understand, how that escalated to the point to where Ethan is now. And a lot of that likely due to October 7th and essentially Ethan having an intense cognitive dissonance. Him being, living in Israel, upholding these, Israeli values and ideals, and having to sort of face what was happening in front of his eyes, at times condemning the genocide that was taking place, condemning the
He has always condemned the genocide. He has always. See, this is the thing that I hate about people who do these, like, who is so sides cuck, and I'm just gonna keep saying it because that's exactly what she is. This is what I hate about people who are sides cuck. But condemning it at times, he has always condemned the or said that it was a genocide or condemned it. Okay, I am not like this rabid Ethan Klein defender, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you put smut up on somebody's name simply because you love Daddy Hassan. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Israel government, but having to sort of grapple with that and the beliefs that have been sort of ingrained in him from, early days of his existence. And
okay, guys, let me ask you something. This is what she just said, right? Let's listen to this again.
Government, but having to sort of grapple with that and the beliefs that have been sort of ingrained in him from, early days of his existence. And
okay, so she cut this portion out and edited it, right? Before she said this, ingrained into him from his early days of existence. She swapped out that he was programmed to believe this from birth with ingrained into him from his early existence. Explain to me what's different about those freaking statements. What is different about those?
Have been sort of ingrained in him from, early days of his existence. And
you literally just said programmed from birth in more words. That's it. That's all you did. Programmed from birth in more words. This bitch was like, I gotta hit that 500 word. I have to hit that 500 word limit, man. Oh, fuck you. Like, oh my gosh. And the worst part about it is this is your apology video for not understanding like the things that you're saying or how they can be construed as like anti-Semitic or something. So you decide to swap out programmed with ingrained. You decide to freaking take a birth and say early existence. You're like, just say you don't like him because he's like a Jew. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to give you anti-Semitic viewpoints or anything, but at the same time, like, if you're going to turn around and just say this dude is programmed from birth to like have these viewpoints, you might as well just say it. Just go all the way with it. Don't turn around and try and do freaking wordles and shit in an effort to get over, to try and sneak that past somebody.
I think that that as well as his, mental state sort of caused this escalation in Ethan Klein, this sort of paranoia where he started to believe that,
here we are again.
People were coming after him. Here we are again
with the freaking paranoia. These Jews just be paranoid that everyone's after them.
Started to sort of lean in more and more to negativity. So I was trying to showcase that, and not necessarily through my words, but through showcasing clips in videos to document that. I always felt like showing rather than telling was very important to do because there's only so much that I can say, but actually showing what took place might help others understand. And also just for research purposes, looking into the clips. And if someone's saying something, can I find a clip to back that up? It's hard to do, I think, with the H3 podcast when there's just hours and hours of footage and then hours and hours of footage from other people as well responding. But I tried to find what I could in the time that I could. And so
you had infinite time. You had infinite time. There was no time restraint. If I'm not mistaken, you're not a part of any like freaking media platform, right? You don't have like a media management company that requires you to get a video out in a certain amount of time. You literally have the ability to take as long as you want. You're self-employed when it comes to YouTube. There's no freaking restrictions on what you can and can't post. Well, let me rephrase that. There's no restriction on when you can and can't post. Like, seriously, like you were like, this is just all slop. That's all this is. It's just word salad in an effort to turn around and give excuses as to why your video was so misinformed.
As far as this instance, I think that Ethan's paranoia clearly started to spike. He started to believe that people were working against him instead of unlearning the sort of programming that he had been sort of brought up within.
Oh my gosh, unlearning the programming. Yes, as we all know, when Jews are born, they're programmed to just hate Israelis. Come on, dude. Like what is this? I hate you. I hate you so much. The ignorance in what you're saying. And I'm not even like a person who gives a damn about this this conflict. I seriously do not. I'm sorry, because I'm not going to be able to change anything. No streamer is going to be able to change anything. So why are, like, it's good to talk about it, but like, don't go ahead and try and hit me with that I'm a good person because I talk about this. No, like, if you're going to talk about it, be educated in it. And if you don't have the time or the resources to educate yourself, then you know what? It's best that you just don't talk about it. That's literally how it should be. Like, you should be smart enough to know this. You're like, what, freaking 26 or something like that? And you know what? That annoys me too, that I'm older than this broad.
He started to believe that others were working against him. And a huge part of that was the CPS incident, I believed. And so while I think that much of it was likely an exaggeration, in my own opinion, I could also see...
What? How is somebody making a false CPS call to his, like, on him, and then having human skulls sent to him? How in the world is that an exaggeration? How is that an exaggeration of what he was going through? She acts like he grew up in North Korea watching propaganda. Yes, Congo, exactly. She acts like he was literally, he went on his birthright trip, whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, and he recognized, like, his eyes got opened up to something new. I totally understand that, but she's over here acting like this dude was set up on a chair like Clockwork Orange with his eyes stapled or his eyelids stapled open and was just fed propaganda against whatever freaking people they're claiming it is. My God.
Where Ethan started to believe that from just gathering random clips off the internet of people saying things, spreading it online, starting to believe that there's a harassment campaign against him. And so I was trying...
What do you mean starting to believe there's a harassment campaign against him? This is so Hassan coded. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be that dude. I'm really not. I hate doing this. I hate being like, ooh, that's a Hassan point. That's a Hassan point. But like, seriously, he started to believe there was a harassment campaign against him. You're literally talking about people calling CPS to his house. Why in the world do you think that, like, that isn't harassment? What do you consider harassment then? Like, what is it? Does somebody need to come inside to his house and like murder his entire family? And you're going to be like, oh man, that was a really unfortunate thing that happened to Ethan Klein. I mean, yeah, I don't know why he keeps talking about being harassed though. Like, what do you mean? How is it?
To showcase that. And through showing this clip, you know, essentially extending empathy to Ethan for his mental state, but trying to not have it distract.
For his mental state, guys. I'm extending empathy to him for his mental state, not for the fact that he's been harassed for like 3 years plus. No. His mental state, that's what I'm, fuck you. What do you think? Like, how do you think his mental state got that way? Seriously.
From the fact that he's experiencing an intense cognitive dissonance, and he might be using this harassment campaign as a way to distract from the cognitive dissonance that he's experiencing, where he's upholding two different beliefs at once.
Is this bitch a freaking psychiatrist? Does she have like a PhD in psychiatry? Is this something I'm not aware of? Why in the world is she using all of this freaking like therapy speak? Why is she using these words? Oh, he has a cognitive dissonance because of his mental issues, and he just thinks everyone's out to get him, even though I've listed multiple instances of people going out of their way to attack him. Like, what do you mean, bro? You literally made a 3-hour hit piece with one-sided information that has been debunked for over multiple years. You're literally part of the harassment campaign. You're just too dumb to understand that you were used. Like, I cannot. This, like, if there's one thing that annoys me and that will boil my blood more than anything else, it's complete and utter ignorance. This person is dumber than a bag of bricks. I can't. You know what? I'd say you were dumber than a rock, but hey, you know what? Freaking David beat Goliath with the rock, so that'd be an insult to rocks.
Is still very much involved in the Israeli sort of beliefs, the Israeli propaganda, but at the same time is very much empathizing with the Palestinian people in many instances, and he's struggling with that. Sorry, I'm getting a call. He's struggling with that, and he can't quite, I think cognitive dissonance literally can destroy a person's mental state.
Just because you keep saying it doesn't mean we're going to believe it, and it's not going to make me believe you know what cognitive dissonance is.
So instead of, really tackling that head on, it was easier to go into these online dramas, these online beefs, and start to feel like people are attacking him. That's all I wanted to say with that clip. Like I said, this is a 3-hour video where I'm handling many complex issues, but maybe I should have explained that a little bit more.
Or maybe you should have done your research better.
Let me continue with this email. This can only be an intentional omission, given the research in your video. You surely know that I was quoting Ethan himself. H3 podcast episode, February 12th, 2025, titled, "I Can't Handle This Anymore." Timestamp 1939. Ethan openly states that his child contracted the parasite Giardia from his dog, and states that this parasite can only be contracted through fecal ingestion. Ethan, Olive has Giardia. It's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea, and Olive has this. She came to us with it. She has diarrhea. And Sonny is crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age. Now he has Giardia. And now Ela has Giardia. And now this morning I had diarrhea. Crew member asks, what can I do to get it? Ethan responds, it's extremely ridiculous to get. You have to ingest my poop. This is why CPS visited Ethan Klein. He openly announced on his stream himself.
Okay, you're reading opposition. You're reading the opposition. Okay, it's not like you don't even do any sort of like critical thinking here. Okay, do you honestly believe that CPS was watching Ethan Klein's video and was like, oh man, all of his kids are getting Giardia as told by Ethan, we better go do a home visit? No, they literally went over there because somebody called saying that they were a member of the household, as told by Ethan, that they were a member of the household and they were concerned for the kids. Like you're uncritically taking this. Why am I torturing myself with this? You know what, man? It is what it is. It's a hot topic, and I seriously wanted to cover it because I've covered something pretty close to it with the other video, so I wanted to go ahead and cover this one too.
That his kid had a parasite, then said he thinks they got it from ingesting feces. You also left out that the evidence reveals that Ethan sent himself skulls, attempting again to imply that it was a genuine threat. I don't think, personally speaking, as far as who sent CPS over to Ethan Klein, I think a lot of that is conjecture. I don't think it's appropriate for me to outright state any claim in my video, and that's why I tried to avoid that, to state that Ethan himself sent CPS over through his own statements versus other streamers sent CPS over through their own statements. I don't think that's appropriate for me to outright state in a video. That's my personal opinion on that. I have seen, through instances like Ruby Frankie, when people are escalating their behavior and it's getting more and more serious, you are just more likely to gather a group of people who are becoming more concerned for your family, for your children, and for yourself and your own mental state. I'm not trying to say that in a demeaning way towards Ethan Klein, but it is.
But you are, though. You're literally saying the fact that he talks about his family is the reason why people, he brought it on himself, basically. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to turn around and say that Ethan Klein should probably not have talked about what occurred between with his kids and all that. I'm definitely going to say, it's best to sometimes just keep things quiet, not turn around and say anything, especially when you have such a rapid opposition. But the simple fact that you're sitting here taking freaking Bat and Pinana's word for it and not doing any critical thinking, your only thing is, sorry guys, I didn't mean to go ahead and say exactly what it is that I said. That's what you're doing. You're not thinking about any of this critically. You're not considering the fact that you're being lied to. And why would you? Honestly, why would you? Considering you did very little in terms of actual
research, it makes no sense. I hate people who are like this. I hate it. You're just turning around and just oopsie whoopsie, guys. I done diddly messed it up. I apologize. Please don't murder me in the comments for this. Let me have my whoopsie.
It's just the reality of the situation. When you share your life online to millions of people are going to look at a pattern of behavior over time. And I think it's just a natural state of being for many people, especially if you're just naturally a concerned person. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally normal and natural for people to call CPS on somebody, you guys, on a content creator because they dislike them. It's just what happens. It's complete natural, all natural. She is an RTU junior. I bet she sims for RTU as well. I don't know. I don't know, Dan. I don't know. She's just fucking annoying. I hate the fact that she's doing all of this word salad BS in an effort to try and convince you that she's a good person. Guys, I'm so good. I just, made a complete BS and a BS video and made a complete ass of myself, but I'm a good human being.
So that's my stance on it. Whether someone who called CPS came from Ethan himself and his own statements, someone who knew Ethan personally, or from other streamers and their own statements is, I think, really hard to track unless you were the person who received the call themselves.
It's literally not difficult to track. It really, truly is not. Like, is there going to be a 100% guarantee that you're correct in what you say? No, of course not. But there is a difference between somebody who, fucking being able to say, oh, he did it to himself. And then obviously when he's having a conflict, when he's having a argument online with somebody who's equally his size in viewership and has been known to brigade and attack other people, it's just like all you're doing here is saying, I apologize, guys. Please leave me alone. These are the talking points that I've been given to tell you. Please.
Or the person who called. As far as the skull thing, I think that there is two possibilities. Either someone sent Ethan Klein human skulls, and I don't think that's cool. I think that's going too far. It is taking online drama to the next level. Or Ethan Klein himself sent himself human skulls. That is.
Oh my God, guys, I have an opinion on this, and it's either someone sent it to him or he sent it to himself. The only two available options. Christ, God. I'm so happy you figured this out. I'm so happy that you were able to give this hot take, this massive hot take of yours. You used all your brain power for that. Either it did or it didn't occur, guys. That's my opinion. It either happened or it didn't happen. Fuck you and everything you stand for.
Certainly a possibility. And that is certainly him not being in a great mental state and taking things way too far online. Either way, again, I don't think it's appropriate for me to gather evidence and essentially present a case unless I think it's a really, really solid case. And I did not feel that there was a really solid case there. It was a lot of statements. It was a lot of that were made online. And I just didn't feel like, besides the actual, there were skulls sent, I didn't feel like there was enough there to make a solid statement or opinion myself.
So then why did you? Why did you though? You're saying all of this now. You're doing post-talk realization. You decided to make this video. No one forced you to. Nobody told you to do it. Or at least as far as we know, no one told you to do it. So why did you present it that way, that he literally did it to himself? Why was that your representation? Why were you reading other people's freaking comments on H3 Snark stating that he did it unequivocally, with no critical thinking or with no oppositional evidence or anything like that? Like, you literally presented everything against Ethan as a fact. That's like that. That's your pacing of the video. You chose to do that. You didn't have to. You could have easily said, hey guys, well, this is what some people think, but no evidence has been, provided to prove whether or not it was one way or the other. Ethan Klein believes it was sent to him by these people. Like, you didn't even go as far as to say that Ethan Klein believed it was sent to him or that the brigading occurred by another creator. You just simply read a post saying, yeah, Ethan Klein is crazy. He sent this stuff to himself, and that was it.
I think those are the two possibilities, and it's kind of up to you as a viewer to draw your own conclusion. Or, yeah, I think that anyone who is going to intensely push one thing or another as far as the human skulls, ultimately, I'm scared that also kind of detracts from the overall message.
But you're the person. Do you not understand this? Do you not understand that when it comes to somebody formulating an opinion based off of the evidence provided, you're the one providing the evidence. You're literally the one providing them with the evidence, that the one-sided evidence that made people, or would make people, determine that he sent it to himself. Like, fucking God, if you didn't feel this way, why you add it in the video? If you knew you did not have solid enough evidence to go ahead and say it was one way or the other, why did you put it in the video like it was only one way? Yes, Sunshinery, she is a complete idiot. She's a fucking moron. Oh my God, this broad, man. You know what? And the crazy thing about it too is that her excuse for not deleting the video is, "Oh, I want to leave the video up so that way, you know, it's a reminder to do better in the future." No. You are leaving the video up because you want that money. And you know what? It's okay to say that. I would have way more respect for you if that's literally why, if like you just said that. But no, you're not. You're turning around and saying like, "Oh, it's because it's a learning moment in time for me." Fuck you.
Personally speaking. Again, I don't want this also to detract from my message in this video, but just because that's in this email, I'll respond to that.
What's your message in this video? What's your message in this video? Daddy Hassan, please, Daddy Hassan, I love you. Please recognize me, senpai. Recognize me. I'm sorry, bad empeñana. Please don't brigade me. Don't come after me. Mr. Empeñana, like, please, buenos dios, like, Mr. Empeñana. Fuck you, dude. Yeah, she absolutely wants that check.
Which, let me double check that I'm pronouncing their names right. Ron Barnes.
Who cares about the lawyers? Who cares?
And Tiffany Hea to examine the possibility of legal action against you for these intentional omissions designed to defame me. I suggest you look up Tiffany in particular. She has some very interesting connections, and you really don't want to mess with her. Have a good day, Joan.
So you get threatened by somebody who sides with your, wannabe baby daddy Hassan, and yet your takeaway from this is Ethan bad. You can't win with people who've got brainworms like this, man. You're getting threatened by somebody who legitimately is on Ethan, or is on freaking Hassan's side, who doxes people, who has allegations of like rape and all that. And your whole thing, your takeaway from him threatening you with defamation lawsuit is, OMG, look at this thing that Ethan did to me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah. Look at this. Look at her face. She's staring at the freaking thing, thinking to herself, man, I really screwed up this time, boys. She's staring at it like, oh my goodness, I wonder how real this threat is right here. Listen, I wouldn't want to get sued either, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't in any way, shape, or form think that Mr. Empeñana has himself a case of defamation here. Like, remember, you're like, if she was confident that all she was doing was reporting somebody's opinion, she wouldn't be scared of getting sued by him. Because if she knew and was confident that it was just an opinion piece and that she wasn't stating things as factual, then there would be no case. But she knows she didn't do that. She knows that she was stating it as on an oppositional viewpoint, or as or something was as factual. That's the reason she's scared of getting sued. That's the whole reason. If somebody was like, "Oh, I'm going to sue you," I'd be like, "Go for it." I know for a fact I either said something and provided evidence for it, or I know for a fact it was an opinion. Like, you could try and sue me all you want, but bitch, my bases are covered. Yep. Keep reading, sweetheart. Maybe eventually it'll go away if you just stare at it long enough. Oh, fuck. Yeah? Fucking, you could have cut all that out. You could have cut
Also, because I kind of briefly mentioned threats and everything from the H3 fan base, and I know that that legal message is probably going to lead to a lot of them saying, see, now you're getting messages from the snark community, you're not getting them from our community. What I'm specifically referencing is I got a message from someone saying that they're setting my hoodies on fire, which I don't sell hoodies anymore. I haven't promoted merch in a while because I just don't think, I feel like I want to actually make something good, not that my old stuff wasn't good. I had like designed a logo that I liked and everything, but it was through.
I'm gonna be honest. If I ever made merch and somebody sent me a video of them burning my merch, I'm not gonna care, because guess what? You still had to pay for it. I don't fucking care. You do what you want after you've bought it. I'm just gonna cash the check. I don't give a damn. You could stomp on it, burn it. You could do whatever you want.
Through Teespring, and I heard a lot of quality issues, or thought it was just kind of like hit and miss, and so I haven't promoted it. But they're like, I bought your hoodie a while ago, and I'm setting it on fire if you make this video. So it just felt like that was kind of the threatening undertone, essentially.
So it sounds like you're getting threatened by your own fans, not H3 fans, your fans. Do you honestly think that H3 fans went out and bought your freaking, bought your damn merch just to burn it? Is that what you're trying to imply here? I'm not exactly sure why you're continuing to say you're getting brigaded by him or by his fan base when you're literally like, I don't understand this. Like it's breaking my fucking brain here. Why exactly do you believe that you're getting brigaded by his people when it's literally your fan base that's going to buy your merch?
Is it a threat? Like you are going to, but it was essentially a lot of that. And other comments and messages saying that the H3 community will harass you for months if you make this video. And
that's not a threat. That's not a threat. That's people freaking trying to, I would say, probably warn you or make an accusation that that's what the community does.
Never going to live it down, essentially.
You're certainly never going to live it down.
They've received kind of similar levels of hate after making content surrounding H3, and one person should not be devoid of all criticism, especially if.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So when's your video on Hassan Piker coming out? When's that wonderful hit piece happening? Because no creator, it should be devoid of all criticism, right? So when's that Hassan Piker hit piece happening?
They've said slurs to the extent that Ethan has, especially if they've made, similar hateful content about other content creators. The videos I saw about Trisha, the Boston bombing video, all of that I think is warranted of its own criticism. So yeah, that's all I have to say. But beyond all of that, I'm disappointed in myself for the ways in which I covered Palestine. I was essentially trying to ensure that the video would not get reported as promoting terrorism and taken down entirely, and that I could still essentially, promote helpful resources, further a message, be a voice, because I don't often see many voices. I know that some people say that certain larger creators can say certain words and their videos don't get suppressed. They are larger creators. I think that smaller creators have more challenges. At least that's what I've experienced personally with my videos getting censored and taken down. That being said,
smaller creators, you have like 700,000 freaking subscribers. You haven't been a small creator for at least 5 years. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like small creators?
I'll try to censor my content less. I'll try to, see if I can get away with that on YouTube. It's just been scary lately, and I've been a coward because of that, and I feel disappointed. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching this video, if you've taken the time to watch it.
Sadly, I have taken the time to watch it, and unfortunately, that's time I'm never going to get back. That's time I'm just never gonna get back. I hate you. I hate you abundantly for that too. Oh my God. It is what it is, man. I guess some people just want to be freaking. Ooh, I'm getting surrounded out here. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay. I absolutely, this was just, I'm not exactly sure why it is that she was, apologizing to freaking Hassan for this. I guess maybe it's because
you know, she wants Hassan's approval or Hassan's viewer base approval. That's the only thing I can even think of at this point. If she's a small creator, then I must be microscopic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. She has almost like freaking 700,000 subscribers, and she's somehow she's a small creator. Fuck off.